welcome to the first ever Assessing Survivor podcast. For this podcast, I have brought on some people who have never seen older seasons of Survivor. And starting next week, Dee Dee will be here, who has never seen Survivor, period. And she has some interesting takes, to say the least. This week, Aspen and Alex will join me for the podcast. Neither of them saw Australian Outback, a slower time in Survivor history, and they'll tell you that, fans of the new school style of play. But I hope you enjoy our first episode of Assessing Survivor and enjoy the mop that was on my head at the time when we first filmed this. Welcome, everybody, to our bit of a retrospective Survivor podcast. I am here with Aspen and Alex, coincidentally, the two winners of our Survivor game.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, I guess I just want to start because I was hoping to have Dee Dee here for, the new viewer perspective. Hopefully in coming podcasts, she will be here. But Alex, you haven't seen this season, so this works as well.
That's true. I'll be honest, I haven't seen a lot of old seasons. I've seen maybe like 3 or 4 before 20. So I'm pretty new with the old version, which is crazy.
It was a much different game back then, but
yeah.
How about you, Aspen? What are your thoughts on these really early seasons, like the first 5 or 6 seasons of the show?
Yeah, man, I gotta be honest, it's fucking hard to watch,
Really
It's super like outdated. You can tell it's like 2000 and like 1.
This is literally 20 years ago,
yeah. Yes, it's hard to keep up, but like I'm glad we started with season 2 because I kind of like a couple of people and I remember a few people come back. I didn't really like watch all the beginning seasons all the way through, I just kind of,
got the gist of it.
Yeah, it was refresher for me, so I'm excited, man. It was a pretty lit first 2 episodes, honestly.
It kind of was. There was some interesting drama that I do want to talk about. And the reason I started with this season and not season 1 is because so many people from this cast, literally half the cast, has played at least twice, if not 3 times. So
yeah, that's true.
And any thoughts on Richard Hatch, since we're not talking about Richard Hatch? I just feel like the first winner, he kind of laid the groundwork for a lot. He was the only strategizer in season 1. So just wondering if you guys had any thoughts on Richard.
I've never seen that season, only because I've been told like the first few seasons are just like so different that I never bothered checking it out. But there's a lot of, he was like a villain sort of, right? So my thought is that I think in a way he probably laid out the entire Survivor like gameplay because he was the only strategist. So that means that like he kind of set the mood of how to win the game. And I guess that also changed the way people like regulate it too. So like with all the, the idols and all those gameplays, like it could spawn from like how you strategize in the game. So yeah.
And I want to say it's interesting. The only reason he was a villain is because he was the one that played the game.
Right. So if he was put in any season past like season 20, like he would just be a normal player who might not even be the smartest one out there or the baddest one out there, know? So.
Oh, Richard come back in the season?
We will see him one more time, yes.
In this season? In season 2?
Not season 2, but in another season.
Okay.
Did you have any thoughts on Richard, Aspen?
I respect Richard playing the game, man. Like everybody else just thought it was like a vacation, just like chilling pretty much. And so like, people couldn't handle it that he actually wanted to play the game. I respect it a lot, and like I honestly, before we watch the season that he comes back on, I'm gonna go back and rewatch season just to see, in comparison how he plays. But I got a lot of respect for Richard. I think he did his thing, man. He deserved it.
And I will say for this season, kind of the bad thing from coming off of Richard, because he was seen as such a villain, I feel like it made people in season 2 a little scared to be, cutthroat at any point during this season, other than maybe one person that we'll talk about it at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even from the first episodes, I can see a few like that will be cutthroat or sneaky or whatever. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like some people are trying to play it safe, but you can't play it safe the whole time. So it's eventually gonna have to, some lines gonna be drawn.
it's $1 million. Can't be really playing safe.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I mean, you can treat it as a vacation, but you can't act as if you can't play it. Yeah, like you have to play crazy. So
Yeah.
you gotta be sure.
I kind of want to just start with everybody's, well, your guys' first impressions of the cast. I'll run down the list. I guess just based on these first 2 episodes, even if you know them in the future, just try and keep it to these first 2 episodes. I guess, even
Okay.
though that's kind of hard. But we'll go ahead and start with Deb, who was the first boo. But any thoughts on Deb?
I was gonna say, like, the way they edited the show, it's definitely less obvious than like later seasons. So watching this one, it seemed that like Deb was just someone that no one really liked, like in the sense of the way she talks, how she talks, how she bosses people around. I feel like it's kind of surprising that she went home first. Like even though she might be annoying, even in the show, it seemed like at least she was trying to make things work. So I'm just guessing that tribe really likes to hold on to people that they actually vibe with and not about strategic gameplay as much as, other people might be playing it. So it sucks to see her go because I feel like her head was in the game and she like was doing her best, but it's all about how much you're liked in the group, especially in the beginning.
Yeah, and not to mention she was a little bit older.
Yes.
Wasn't she the retired cop? Was she like retired police?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like that strong personality rubbing people the wrong way,
Strong
like,
female, strong older female
yeah,
cannot have that.
yeah.
It's just not a thing.
No,
Apparently,
you cannot
it's
do that.
people don't like that. People are like, "That's gross. What is that?"
Right. Yeah.
I mean, not to mention we have a bunch of older gentlemen who are rubbing everyone the wrong way, and they're in the game. Michael Scoopin. We have Keith, right? Is his name Keith? We got Roger who can't swim, like in that same tribe. Like it's just really baffling to see that like Deb, I don't see any faults with Deb besides her unlikability somehow, right? So it sucks to see her go. I feel like she would have done some cool moves probably, maybe. Yeah, I mean I thought her head was in the game.
I have a theory, and I don't know if it's true. It's just a theory, but I feel like maybe she was actually penalized for playing the game because I feel like she was the one that was trying to point a target on Jeff, and then it kind of because she was the one annoying people maybe a little more. I mean, I don't feel like she played too fast or too early, but I just feel like that might
about
happen.
that.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I also think that she knew that she was becoming a target, so she was trying to really actively push Jeff.
Yeah.
Because he was sick. I mean, he was sick. So I think she was doing what she had to do. I don't think she was trying to be anything extra. Like, I think the only wrong move she was when she said when they were figuring out how to get back north or whatever, and she just like had a few extra words to say. Like that's the only thing I saw that was annoying from her. I guess it's insane. I don't know. They had nothing to show that she was a bad team member or anything like that. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We'll go ahead and talk about Kimmy next, who kind of rubbed a few people the wrong way. Her own Aspen's making a face. Thoughts on Kimmy?
Face.
Yeah, she rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, like, I'm just like, dude, I ain't even out there laying with her at night, and I'm like,
you feel annoyed?
Up, like, shut up, Kimmy. What is she talking about? Like, her voice is like nagging and just like, God is too much, and she has no self-awareness. She don't know when she being too much, and that's just like not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it.
She was just so worried about where to masturbate, Alex.
Oh my! Wow, you really read my mind there. I was gonna say that was a funny ass comment. Like, despite her being annoying as hell the entire time, when she said that, I was like, "That's real," because like
it actually
she's laying with a bunch of people, and she's thinking she's thinking what everyone's thinking, like in their head, deep down, probably right. And she just voices it out. It's so funny that she was like, that's one of the first things she says. I mean, I agree. Like when you're sleeping, especially at night, like people want to sleep. And if they don't, they want to lay in peace, right? So the fact that she's talking so much, like that shows one lack of self-awareness, but two, she's just like she's not considerate as a person. Like, what is that? That's so weird to me. But I don't know. Maybe she was hyper from that day one. I don't know.
Yeah, speaking of Kimmy, I wish Q was here because I know she's like vegan and vegetarian and shit. So I was gonna like give her hell about the whole like Kimmy acting like that about the challenge. But
I like that she stuck to her morals,
yeah.
but and that well, no, I don't like that she. Well, I like it, but it almost cost him the game, except for when she ate the worm at the end, which is great. Like that was a great move by her.
Right. But if she didn't eat the worm
Then she would have been gone. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
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 But
Like
also,
if she was on your team, would you have wanted her to do it? Would you
oh,
be okay
I
with
would have been like, I would have been really mad. You're right. But the fact that she did save herself at the end, like that almost gave me extra points. I was like, okay, you earned your spot. I know you don't want to eat like anything that's living, you know. Also, I remember she's the first one who says Deb was annoying in the first episode. I think she was the first one to call out Deb saying she's annoying.
Yeah.
And look what happened that same night. She was talking her mouth off. It was so funny. Very ironic.
I feel like this happens again, but I could be wrong. That there's another vegetarian, but I feel like that would be very hard to do on a show.
There are
like
vegetarians
Survivor.
in Survivor. There was a few, I think.
Yeah.
I think most of them did end up caving in though. Or there was one in a later season. Her name was Wendy. I think she was in Gen X versus Millennials. Yo, she let the chickens out. I was dying. That was my favorite moment. I was like, that's hilarious. Like she if she didn't care about the chickens, she could have went farther. I know it. Because she was funny as hell. I don't know. She was real.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
And Ty too. Ty also was a chicken lover.
True.
So
we'll talk about Cal next. This is the second boot.
Oh my God.
Oh, dang. I don't know what Kel did. I thought he was, like,
yeah.
Why people don't respect him trying to fish. People like
I don't like these first two episodes. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like certain aspects of it and I like the personalities, but like the voting is because of how they're not like strategizing much, right? It's just very weird to like the way they vote off people. So like on one hand, you had Deb, who was annoying, but you had Roger, who couldn't swim. And then you voted out Kel when he was the only one actively trying to get fish. I mean, yes, he sucked at it, but no one else was trying. No one else was trying to get fish.
But so do you notice he also rubbed people the wrong way too. People were like, "Oh my God, Kel just want to do stuff and we want to chill," So like
it's mob mentality, If you had like two other people who wanted to work, like it wouldn't have been a problem, right? It would have been like, but like everyone wanted to chill, and like Jerry, I love Jerry because Jerry is such like she's able to grab people on her side even though she's completely in the wrong. Like honestly, like there's moments where she's just like very abrasive and yet people like are afraid of like crossing her already.
What, with the beef jerky?
With the beef jerky. So I read up on that. So I was like, what happened with this damn episode? Like who got the idea that he's like how where did beef jerky come into play, right? So I learned that apparently at customs when they were about to fly to Australia, people already saw him getting stopped for having the jerky, and like people think that he actually did smuggle jerky. Everyone thinks that at the moment, even Jeff, but Cal says he didn't smuggle jerky, which I mean at this point you can't really say if that's true or not, but I'm guessing Jerry used that as like just random ammo to like say that she saw him eating. I feel like it's just bullshit because one, no one found it, and like there's no actual proof.
Went through his shit, bro. Like that.
And no one apologized. Like Marilyn was like, "Go apologize," and she was like, "No," and everyone laughed at Marilyn for trying to defend. Yo, it's literally like maybe it's just us being in this new generation of like wokeness or whatever, but it wasn't just that. It's just like common courtesy. Like, why would you do that and then not apologize when you found nothing? Like Jerry was like, "Oh, he's definitely guilty. Like, look at what he's offering up. He's being nice. Like, whether he's guilty or not, he was giving up razors and shit." Like, I was completely baffled.
Take it too. Like, oh, I'll take you up on that. Like,
what is going on? These episodes were so savage, but like not even in like a weird way. It's just like it's random. It's such a random thing to be savage about. Like, I don't know. It was crazy.
I have thoughts on the edit, but I'll leave that for later in the
Okay.
podcast.
That's
Well, we could talk about Maryland next. Any thoughts on Maryland?
Is Marilyn the one who lost it for them in the challenge, in the eating challenge?
No, that's
No,
Tina.
that's Tina.
Oh,
Marilyn is another older woman who approached Jerry about the beef jerky situation and told her like she should apologize because they went through his shit, and everyone laughed at her basically behind her back. My thinking is that she's next at this point because one, no one likes older women, and two, she stood up for herself against the cool kids who don't want to do shit. So she's definitely next at this point.
oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, you can't cross the mean girl tribe. She should have just, like at that point, she should have just been quiet and just was like.
I guess she didn't. I don't think
She did vote with them in the end.
Yeah, she did, but I don't think she expected them to be so like appalled by her saying, "Let's go apologize to someone you just ransacked." Like,
yeah, it's crazy that they don't think that it's bad to go through someone's personal items.
Yeah,
it won't be the last time either. But
I think Mitchell was like, if we have, if there's food for us to eat, we'll share it to everyone. Like, that's fucked up that he's taking beef jerky, but is it not effed up that you went through his stuff without asking him? Like, is that not messed up? It's just, I don't know. I find their morals completely confusing right now. Don't know what it is.
Yeah.
These next couple, we didn't really see too much from them, but do you have any thoughts on Mitchell or Amber?
Nothing at all. Besides they're very not memorable for me right now. I think Mitchell is like, is he like the
musician or something?
Yeah, he's a singer-songwriter, right?
Yeah.
He had a few good comments, I think, here and there, but there was no personality yet. And
right.
Amber, I don't even think I saw Amber much.
Yeah, Amber just basically kind of like
she's just there.
Jerry's friend right now, basically.
She's Jerry's friend? Really?
I would say so.
Would not have known. Would not have known. She's playing very low.
Yeah, no, nobody's.
What about Colby, the All-American Colby?
Oh man!
Oh God! Oh God! What did he say?
Fan Guy and Dot would be proud of that Texas flag.
They would. I thought about him when I seen it. I'm like,
What's the thing with Texans?
They love Texas.
I feel like Texans are so proud, like so patriotic to Texas. Like, I don't know if there's any other besides maybe like Florida, maybe like where it's like so proud, maybe California or something, or New York.
I think it's just Texas. Too. Yeah, maybe in New York.
But Texas it's like very, very random, like to me, that like it's so proud to be a Texan. He said, what did he say? He said he's proud to be American and something about proud of being a Texan, right? That's his first two things, right? I don't know. He's an all-American guy, but I'm not into it. Not into it. No, he sounds like a himbo, like a huge himbo, and not like a good one.
I thought Kobe was funny. I know Kobe comes back, and
yeah, me too.
I just thought it was interesting that he just was, like you said, Texans are just proud, like, I'm from Texas and I got a Texas flag and we're going to put my Texas flag up and here's my cowboy hat, it just is like too much. It's too much for me.
So much. It's so extra. There's like, tell me one thing about Texas that is very distinct from any other state. Like
nothing.
Right? Nothing.
I mean, I love Colorado, but I'm not going to fucking have a Colorado flag anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, but that's what the women like. That was, that's what they wanted back in that days. So
Big Brother has ruined Colby like characters for me. They love their white athletic males on Big Brother. So
yeah,
they really do. I mean, it really proves it. Speaking of that, because I've been watching Big Brother Canada, which is a whole different. It seems like a whole different series, but the fact that like alpha males, like all American guys, are like the forefront in that show, and like they get the best like outcomes. It really proves how we looked at groups, like how we really catered to all American men. Like whenever they're in a group, we kind of like look to them as a leader or like the one that brings us all together or some shit. So it's very interesting because I think it's just very reflective of our society at the moment. So
Yeah.
BBUSA.
You're saying you wouldn't work with Colby, Aspen?
Honestly, probably not. Like if it's just me and him out there, and like if I'm out there for real, I don't think I would get along with his personality type. Like he
Actually,
just
huh? I'm thinking about this question.
chill, like Fan Guy or Dot, the two people that I've played this game with from Texas. Like he just don't seem like that type. It's a little different.
I guess for me, like I would probably, I feel like people like him would want someone like me under the wing, like acting as if like like well, for every alpha there's a beta, right? So
Yeah.
I would probably be able to like play with him until I have to cut him off without him even knowing what happened, So I might do that. But I don't think that's the only way that I would do it, is to like sneak up on him in the end. But that's it.
What are your first impressions of Alicia, personal trainer?
Oh, Alicia, the one from New York, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of like Alicia. I don't know, like on first impressions, I kind of like her. She's athletic, she's fit, she know how to swim, and that's saying a lot for the Black people that usually be on the show. So, I just was excited about it. So it looked like she not gonna drag her team down. Look like she ain't gonna be in the drama. She kind of like knowing where to play.
Yes.
I'm just interested in how she gonna play. I'm watching out for her. I got my eye on Alicia.
Me too. It's what happens when you put like a few POC in there, and so she like instantly stands out in a really great way in the way she plays. She's very like, she knows how to read a room. She's aware, and like she's very smart, because like I remember there's multiple times where like there's things like small drama happening, and she just like either like notices it, comments on it in a confessional, or like whatever the case is. Like it seems like she's very like intuitive and knows what she's doing. So, and plus she is athletic, so physically she is someone to keep for now. So I mean, if she knows what she's doing, she can go far, I think.
Yeah, whatever. She's very observant. That is definitely one of her
Very.
better qualities that they've shown so far, anyway.
Very.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
How about Tina?
Yeah, she did. I didn't even know she appeared in the first episode for me. Like I didn't even know she existed, and then I was like, "Oh, it's Tina." And then second episode, like we finally got more of her, and she fails the mission. Like she fails the comp, and so far weak for me. Like I'm not sensing anything good, and yeah, I expected more, but haven't seen anything so far.
Yeah, she at the bottom of the totem pole. She
Yeah,
them old ladies. She kind of older.
yeah.
Why is it like at least 5 older white women on this season? That is like,
It seems that way.
I mean, there's like 3 older white guys too. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So
They used to cast a wide variety of age. They don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, nowadays it's like a rare thing to have an older person in the game, and they're usually still gone early, unfortunately.
ASAP.
It pisses me off. That's very ageist, but I mean, in the beginning, it is very physical, the challenges, so it's like, it makes sense, but it sucks, because I think I saw one season where she was like a actress like a teen actress, and she got it all the way to the end. And I remember like loving her character, but it's just very rare for me to see an older person make it far. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll say Tina did a good job of playing the martyr when she needed to in the second episode, when she was like, "Oh, you can vote me out because I lost the challenge," but nobody was biting.
I didn't even hear her say that, and I was like, why isn't anyone voting her out? She was the only one who didn't eat anything twice.
Jeff tried to call her out and everything, and the team was just like, no.
Wait, Jeff?
Yeah, didn't he call her out at Tribal?
He did bring it up.
Is Jeff in that team? I thought Jeff was on the other team.
No, she means Jeff Probst.
I mean, like Jeff Probst.
Oh, Jeff Probst. Oh my god. Stop casting Jeff, man. Jeff Probst. Yeah, he did call her out. Yeah, he did. It is like very interesting because she had no votes, and there was no conversation of her getting voted out. I mean, maybe she played a great like social game in the beginning, but I didn't see it in the edit, so I wouldn't have known. For me, I would have been like almost obvious because no one else really showed any like weaknesses in that team, because they were doing well in the reward challenge, in the first immunity challenge. They were breezing past. So
Yeah, but I mean, all she had to do was be more likable than Kel, and that
I guess so, and she is. Yeah, I guess she was much more likable than Kel.
Next, we could talk about my favorite character arc in the show's history, that being Jerry. What are your thoughts on
It's your
Jerry?
favorite in the show history, like
My favorite
this,
character arc,
in this season or in the
not
entire show?
in her all of her appearances.
Okay. Interesting.
right.
Because right now, she seems the only soft spot I have for her is she's an actress. Like that's really it. But she so far isn't really. I don't know. She's a big personality, and people already started to not like her from that because she's a female with a big personality. But I gotta give her props because she's not only like unlikable, she brings people to her side somehow. Even though she's not liked, everyone doesn't want to cross her for some reason. They're just like, she's like the most popular girl in the tribe. She made the tortilla, whatever, with the dough and everything. And her and Keith's little like thing is hilarious to me. Yeah. I don't even know where that came from, but she's like showing him up too. Like she's embarrassing him at this point because he's a cook, right? So I don't know. I don't hate her, but I do think that she is problematic. Like she definitely will be. And she got Kel out just like without any evidence. Like she just completely was like, everyone gang up on Kel. Like, fuck that fish guy.
Yeah. I think she playing into the, the typical model, the typical just here's my boobs. I don't know. Just it's like I don't know.
He's good at it.
Yeah, she is. Like I feel like she the OG poverty. She. Yeah,
she hasn't flirted much, but
she will.
She will.
Right. Yeah, it's coming. I mean, I just see how she gonna act around them guys. Like I already know it's gonna be a problem, but that's gonna be her game. That's gonna be her game, and it's probably gonna get her far. Honestly, I will say I might like Jerry a lot because I think she has all the ingredients to make herself very interesting, and that usually makes me like her instantly. Because if you're interesting, like you're at least a person who has like specific things that are happening to you, and I like that. So I am looking forward to see her in the future episodes. I think she'll get far. Oh yeah,
those guys won't see it coming that she's like playing them all. I don't know, like that tribe seems easily under her control already.
Manipulate
already, yeah.
She's definitely manipulative. And even though she's villainous, I just think she's the star of the season because she has the biggest personality.
I mean, right off the bat, the first episodes, I already cared about her with Keith and then her with Kel. Like it was already, I think her and Jeff are like very out there for me this first episode.
Yeah.
First impressions of Michael or Mike taking that old leader role that can go bad.
Can we please just address why is he like in the prayer like, all right, thank you God for this fish, thank you, I've been praying for you, I've been praying for this all day, and like
to be a leader,
make me leader, like I know I'm gonna look like a leader now, but it's okay, I did fish. I'm like everybody looking around like
I'm almost positive no one was thinking that he was leader until he said, I know it might look like I'm like, don't say it. Why would you say that?
Just bring the fish and shut the fuck up, like
he would have been the leader if he just shut up and brought the fish and like had a cute little prayer, you know what I'm saying? But he's already like he's like Kimmy. He's so not self-aware, and he thinks he's like the shit at all times. Like, go tell Roger how to build a house when he's the one who is it Roger, right? The one who knows how to build a house. Like, are you kidding me? Like
the one who got up and made the rice early.
Yes, he's doing all in that tribe. I'm surprised he's not gone because if he was a woman, he would be gone. Like what?
Oh yeah.
Like everything he's done is so annoying. Like it's so unnecessary, so annoying. So I mean, props to him for being a guy and being white and being able to survive this. Because like I would have been like, "You're done. Like get out of my face. What is it?"
Exactly.
So stupid.
Exactly. People are pissed at him for making rice, talking shit about his rice, bruh. talking shit.
It was mushy and it wasn't good.
Who wants rice when I first wake up in the morning? Like, that's all I got to eat all day, and you making me eat rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, give it a break. You know,
like, let me starve a bit and then make me want the rice. Like, don't shove it in my face this early. He just wanted rice. He was hungry. He was like, his bullshit was like, oh, like they don't even know what they need to eat. Like, I'm pretty sure people know if they're hungry or not. Like, that's not it. Like, you're also being annoying and stupid.
Yeah, both white guys on different teams cannot cook rice, which is very funny. Like,
makes sense.
That's a weird thing.
It makes sense.
Go out there.
It definitely makes a lot of sense. Also, it's hard to make rice with a pot of like nothing with water. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can do it, but that's not the easiest way to do it. So
true, but do you mean
but
you can't cook?
You also could have made it better. Yeah. No excuses for that.
No.
I will say that one of Richard Hatch's strategies in the first season was, even if he was unlikable, he's the provider of the team. So I kind of feel like that's what Mike is trying to do.
Without knowing that he's doing it, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think he just wants fish. He just wants rice. Like, he just wants things, I don't know. I'm sure the fish thing was trying to, be a provider, probably. But I don't like that guy. Definitely don't like that guy.
No, he ain't my favorite. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way, honestly. It's just like, how
and this is like,
many annoying things up to this point. It's too much.
Thoughts on Elizabeth?
Ooh. Who? We both have the same reaction. I don't know who that is.
She's the younger one on the tribe with Roger and Jeff.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that man is. I am sorry to that woman.
Well, she didn't make a good impression.
She had like a lot of like headbands in her, right? Bandanas. Like she was like making faces at Kimmy when she couldn't do that. I don't know. So, I think I remember seeing her make a face at Kimmy when she couldn't eat the first time. That was all I remember from her.
Oh. Huh.
So she looks kind of like Kimmy's age group,
Yeah.
Nothing so far. Very, very low key gameplay, if anything. If there is gameplay in this season, but she's not doing anything really.
Yeah, it's a bunch of forgettables.
A lot. Yeah.
Thoughts on Roger?
Why you come on Survivor if you can't swim?
I mean, he did try to learn it. He said he's learning it. I think this is before. I mean, this is a second season, so I'm pretty sure like no one really knows. Like, I think it's just an opportunity that he wanted to take. I guess I don't fault him for that. I just think that it is very smart to get him out early because, or if he makes it past the first few rounds, you gotta take him to like the individuals. Like is there a merge in this season? There's a merge, right? And there's individual gameplay. In that case, like I would do that because
true.
But other than that, like it's gonna be hard to survive the first few weeks.
You down. 90% of Survivor's challenges are in the water.
The water, yeah. Especially in the beginning, like that first two immunity challenges. I guess the second one really, but like
I'll do that water
jumping off a cliff. Like what the like. I don't even know if I can do that, and I can swim. Like I haven't done like that was a high cliff. It wasn't like some small cliff. Like that was intense.
He did it though.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did it. Yeah.
He jumped, and they helped him, which was
at one point I thought he was struggling to swim. Like I thought he was like he looked like he was
not to drown.
Yeah, he was there for a while. Like I was like, are you gonna swim? Like, or are you frozen? Like, oh, it was funny.
No, he just was out there trying to float, but they helped him out.
They helped him, yeah.
Why they I don't know. It just
he went last too, or something.
No, like why after him? Somebody went after him.
Even worse.
Right? Would you not make him go last? Obviously,
I would have made him go first because like there's more opportunity to come back from it. But I don't know.
I guess it wasn't gonna be nobody down there to help him swim. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Very true.
I don't know. The strategy was not thought out in the challenge, but I'm glad he did it. I'm proud of him for doing it. I mean, he okay.
Other than that, yeah, he's okay. Like he's not doing anything. He doesn't stand out as a bad, like like someone who's like annoying or anything. So I don't know.
We'll go with Jeff next. He's probably the other standout other than Jerry.
Hey, I really like Jeff. Jeff is from Greensboro, North Carolina. That happens
Hey,
to be the same place that my partner is from. So
hey.
I was lit when I seen that. I'm like, hey, North Carolina, stand up. I like Jeff. I really like him.
That sounded like a Texan, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Wait, he's a Texan?
I'm just saying Aspen sounded like a Texan. He's like, North Carolina strong.
Oh no. We're gonna have to like go revisit the first conversation we just had.
Stop. I like Jeff though. He just I don't know. I thought it was funny that she tried to like get him out for throwing up, and then he like, oh hell no, you ain't getting me. I'm about to get you out. You know, like I like that. I like that.
He's definitely snarky.
Yeah, he's very sassy. He's very like he has funny remarks. That's what's making his like confessional stand out completely. Like he has a whole personality character going on. But he's also I think he is pretty smart. Like he, you know, in other cases, like I guess Deb was annoying, but he also was the only one that was sick. Like it does logistically make sense to get him out early on because you don't know when he's going to recover from all this like sickness, right? But he seems to have a grasp on everyone's like where they're leading towards, and he's just able to work with that. So it seems like he'll be able to stir some shit up down the line. Like he's not gonna go down without a fight. So
Alex, is your radar going off at all with Jeff?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So this is so I already know that Jeff was gay, but I did not know that was Jeff. Like he looks so different from Game Changers season 34. So right. I didn't know that was Jeff. So then at first I was like, okay, I don't know who this guy is, but he seems like he is kind of gay. But then but then I was like, oh wait, that's Jeff Varner. And then I was like, okay, he's definitely gay. But I think he's trying to
play it off, right?
Play it off because his voice is a little deeper. He's still sassy, but he just sounds more like a sassy guy. Like that doesn't mean you're gay or straight. Right. And he's probably the best looking one out in that group anyway. So it's not like he's already liking someone or like feeling anything towards anyone. So I don't know. I think he is playing it off. It's smart too in that time period. Probably.
Is it because of the time period? You think
that? And also, like, why not try to conceal it and also see, like, what females want to work with him, maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I definitely know that his head is in the game. So I'm sure he's using whatever. What tribe is he on? Kuchar? Or what is it? What is the blue one?
I don't know which tribe's which, so I don't know.
I don't even know. But it seems like he could control that group too. Like, I don't know. I mean, they got Deb out. Like, not that he was the one who started, but
I mean, he kind of orchestrated.
He did say he would, yeah. You know, Deb was the one going after him, so I'm sure he did something to get her out too. The edits are very interesting because, like, they're not obvious stuff, but it's not giving you anything. Like, I don't know what.
It doesn't give us enough.
I have no idea what's going on. Like within the challenges, within the voting parts, like very, very peculiar editing style.
They were still figuring it out. It's just season 2.
Yeah, they have no idea. For sure.
What about Keith?
Keith, who is Keith?
That's the guy that Jerry's beefing with, like the cook who can't make tortillas or something.
I mean, his ego is clearly taking a hit from Jerry. I think.
I think Jerry is proving like standing him up every single time. Like the tent thing, like it's funny to see that happening. His ego is shattering as we speak.
Oh yeah.
I don't have anything nice to say or good, like or bad to say. Like he's to me he's boring. He's petty. He's not like doing anything really.
He's not a good chef.
Yeah, I mean that's his profession. He's not doing it. He's not making the tortillas. Like
he can't even make rice.
Yeah, what is going on?
Sad.
It's sad. So sad. I'm hoping he changes professions after this season because he might have some self-awareness. He's like in the confessional he was like, or in the tribe at the tribal he was like we didn't have enough product to make. I'm like, if you're like Jerry just made tortilla things and you're just gonna say that while she did all that, like you obviously are not being creative with what you've had given. Right. Like, come on now. So
and
funny.
They try to act like he don't care too, like.
Oh yeah. He's like, go ahead. He's like,
okay.
So funny. You're muted, I think.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
We didn't see a lot of him, but I saved the best name for last. Any thoughts on Nick?
Who?
Nick.
I don't know who Nick is in the show. Wait.
Is Nick the other like black guy?
Yeah, he's the only. Oh my god. So he didn't stand out much either. I just don't think they didn't even give him any screen time. They gave him like 1 or 2 scenes where he's opening the letter with Alicia, I think. That's like really it for me. That's all I remember from him. Oh no. In the first episode, he messed up on the compass. He didn't give the right directions. That was funny because I feel like he really wasn't doing anything. Like if you have the compass, you should be in the front, you should be leading, like saying something if they're going the wrong way. He really let the whole group go the opposite way the entire time until someone stood up. Then they got mad at Deb for speaking up about it. Like this is so like mind-boggling. Like what is going on in this show?
Yeah, they like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Kimmy was like, "Why is Deb like so stupid?" And I'm like, and Nick is the one who's not going the right way. Deb said, "If you have the compass, go in the front." Like that makes total sense. Like,
right, you let
why are you gonna attack the girl who said that? I hate this. Like, I hate this stuff.
With the compass,
Make no sense. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But that's really it, I guess, from Nick. They're probably like, let's not give him any more screen time. Let's let him fizzle out for a second. Like. He was already doing some bad shit in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh no, Nick is the other person of color. So Nick and Alicia.
Is Kel a person of color?
I think he was.
I think he's half.
Yeah.
He looks half.
Yeah.
And he's already out. So
right.
I just feel like realistically, Alicia and Nick, well, especially Nick, will not do well. Like Alicia might be able to like
both of them
Alicia,
make it to the end.
Yeah. I don't even think they'll both make it to the end, only because of just like how many white people there are, and like we're in 2001. I just don't think it will happen. Like Alicia can do it, but Nick definitely won't. Like it's just not good combos.
Under the radar more likely than Nick can, I think.
Yeah, but also Alicia might be outed as someone who's like powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the only other black girl. She's the only black girl in the whole show, and like if she's proving herself in any type of way, they're gonna be like, let's get her out. Like it's just a very annoying mindset to have, but it happens. So we'll see. But I don't see them both. It's sad, but I don't see them succeeding.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we covered a lot there. Let's see if there's anything we didn't really cover. I mean, Kucha, they struggled in that first challenge. They even flipped the damn thing over in the water.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was right. They were gonna lose regardless.
They were gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, they just flipped it just like they were floundering, I guess.
Just to look worse, I guess.
I do have to say the first 2 challenges are like just physical. There's nothing mental. Like there's no possible way for them to catch up if they're already behind. So that's
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm so sick of puzzles that I kind of appreciate these old challenges for what they are.
Well, the puzzles give the other tribe an opportunity to come back.
There's too many puzzles.
Are you just not a puzzle guy?
I mean, I suck at puzzles.
I love puzzles,
but I still don't really. I just don't enjoy.
If you're good at puzzles, you wouldn't be saying.
I mean, no, that's not why. I just find like it gets redundant after a while.
And one straight line of a finish line isn't like it's a relay race basically, right? They jump off a cliff, they grab the crate, and they go. Like, how are you gonna catch up on that if Roger can't swim and he barely jumps off the cliff? There's no way they would come back from it with like it's just impossible. So as a viewer point, I'm like, that's boring. Like we already know what's gonna happen. There's no twist to it, you know.
I mean, I feel the same way about puzzles. It gets boring after 20 seasons of puzzles.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I'd rather have that at the moment than like just a relay race and have like it was very boring to watch. Like the challenges were definitely the most boring parts, especially because I also noticed Jeff didn't speak during the entire it wasn't a time where he was narrating. Yeah, he wasn't narrating anything.
Getting on people's nerves.
Yeah, and especially the first he does get on people's nerves. It's funny when they talk back too. No, the first episode, I remember just seeing cuts of random shit happening, and like there was literally no indication of who is who and like what is, especially the first episode. I didn't know who was on what tribe, so it just like a bunch of people just jumping around doing stuff. And then the funniest part was there was like caption that says like Kucha trailing. you see like the other tribe over there, like it feels very YouTube-ish. Like nothing is happening. There's no indication of who's winning. Like it's very funny.
Yeah, they need to step it up. You know, we can tell that it's some 2000 editing. You know, like I agree. I think it just shows how like much they progressed over the years, how far it has came.
Yeah.
Like
I'm more proud now that watching this season. I'm like, they figure, even if the bad seasons later on, like they figured out how to make it look good. Like you still want to be a part of it or you still want to watch it. It's still interesting, you know. Also, they used some stock footage. There's one stock footage that they still use today that I've noticed. It was like the blue night sky thing that like the fades overnight. I'm like, that's still the same.
Their money's worth of that.
That's the same damn stock footage. Like who decided that was a good idea? It's very funny. I was like, that's 20 years of stock footage. Like that's very good money usage.
Yeah.
Budgets.
I guess the one thing I wanted to talk about the edit with Jerry and Cal is I feel like it was edited to make Jerry the villain of the season.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people agreed with Jerry, but we're just saying Jerry's point of view, so she looks like she's the bitch of the tribe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But also like even like I kind of knew that everyone was also agreeing with it. So it's like it's also mostly like who's the one speaking about it. Like she was in the center of that tent laying down with everyone, and she's like the one who's calling it and being nasty about it and being sassy and snarky. And she's the one who shut down Marilyn and was like, I'm not like, don't apologize. No, we're not doing that. Like literally laughing at it. So I mean, I guess the edit does make
I'm not
it
saying
worse.
she's not the villain, but I'm just saying it definitely was edited in a way to make her the center point of the villain.
Which is great because she's the only one who's interesting in that tribe, really.
Yeah. So. She's bringing the drama for sure.
She's bringing it, yeah. I mean, she knows it. She's an actress, right? So she might be the nicest person because honestly, season 20, I watched it. She didn't do anything like too. Honestly, I didn't see anything villainous about her. So I think she was just playing the character. She was like, let me try to make myself the most interesting one out of all of them. It worked. It definitely worked.
Well, anything that I didn't cover that you all want to talk about?
No. I think that pretty much sums up the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. I would say it definitely seems so much more dangerous. Like the game looked so much more dangerous in the beginning. Like not only did they start out in a huge plane and everyone's like, all right, like the helicopter stuff looks more safe because they have like harnesses and everything like that. These guys are just in a damn airplane. Like it looks very bare with like maybe one seatbelt around them, and everyone's throwing up and shit. And then like they drop out, they land, and they immediately have to run and like go miles just to find their place.
Yeah, that shit would pissed me off though. That
would have been so because I'm like I already have I've been on a plane for hours or whatever the case is. And then, like, now we gotta run and carry all of our shit to sand. It wasn't even a shelter; it's just sand, right?
Yeah,
just a pole with their name, like their tribe name. Like that's some like. There's no way I could build anything after that. So that means they probably spent like the night like doing nothing. But I don't even know what the edit was, but I wouldn't want to work after that to build a whole shelter. Like that's also insane. Like. It seemed dangerous, like, and they were given like a few days of food, like rice-wise. They were eating like fruit with bugs at one point. That was nasty, absolutely nasty. They were like, some of them didn't even think it was bugs. They were like, those aren't bugs. I'm like, they're flying around.
Like, it's moving,
bro. They're all flying out of that fruit. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. It was.
Back in the day, they didn't give a fuck about them. They just dropped them off. They like people had a bunch of like bug bites too. I noticed that a lot. Like I don't know, it just kind of looked more.
It looked nasty. Like I would not have wanted to go on. Like if they didn't last for this long, I would have been like, never go on that show. Like that's gross stuff.
Yeah. In the beginning, it's definitely the element of survival is definitely played on more.
Oh, and how they like divvy up like the stuff differs like from the beginning to like different seasons. How they get different stuff at the very beginning. So I thought that was pretty interesting. They like whatever you can hold in this amount of time or whatever, you know.
Yeah. And also, if you notice, there's no water well. I think it was just water jugs.
Yeah.
Like. Because I think he mentioned, like Jeff mentioned, like a few days of water, a few days of rice, and then like I wouldn't know what happens next, but that's demoralizing. Like that'd be very scary. I would be so scared to like do that at that time. Thankfully, it changed.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do now they don't got killed to catch them fish, or at least pretend
I mean,
like
try to catch some fish.
pretend like it.
Yeah, no one's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna do eat Jerry's like drama. Like that's
Apparently.
all they're gonna have. Like
No,
they're
they
gonna lay in that tent,
one tortilla a
that
day.
Texas ass tent. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I also found it funny that one of the rewards is congratulations, you just won a wet blanket for the.
I'm like, that blanket was not dry after all of that. That crazy.
Oh my god.
Sealed.
Jeff was like, inside is a sealed blanket. They open it.
It's clearly wet.
Like, what technology would seal that shit back then? Like, why did you do that? Why would you create a challenge where the blanket would be in water the entire time? Like, insane. What are they thinking?
Hey, they didn't think that one.
I noticed Jeff was funny because at confessionals or at the tribal where he like opens the paper and says like you're the next person out. He's definitely new at this. Obviously, it's only been the second season, but it's funny the way he like I think it was Kells where he like almost revealed it before he said anything. He was like this, and he was like, "This the second person voted out is," and I was like, "That's just not what he does nowadays." Like it's very the way he does it now is so robotic almost that it's so like muscle memory that it looks so natural. So the fact that I saw that, it's like I was like, "What did he just do?" Like that was so weird looking. So.
Oh yeah, Jeff really, looks so young now.
Yeah, Jeff looks great. Like he looks really good. Now he looks kind of scary. Like he looks kind of plastic nowadays. Like
the drama got
he
to
definitely has done some Botox or like something because he looks different, right? He looks like he's hardened. Like his face looks hardened.
And he's also just old as hell.
Yeah, beginning like this season, like his dimples look great on him. Like instead of being like a huge indent in his face, now it looks great. Like it looks really good. So. So funny.
Yeah.
I think it's good to watch later season and then go back to the beginning. I actually would prefer it this way. I would never have preferred it watching in the beginning and then going up to now because I feel like like people might be disappointed. I've noticed that people who like older seasons do not like the newer seasons as much.
Mm-hmm.
This guy. So with all the puzzles, I'm guessing. So
it's not the puzzles, it's just more of the
Well, yeah, what's your reasoning? I want to know. I would love to know this side.
They did too many twists that I don't like. Eventually, kind of came up over time.
Okay, so in theory, you would probably like Big Brother, no?
No, Big Brother is nothing but twists.
Oh, that's not okay. My Canada version was not twisty, I guess.
It will get there if you keep watching.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense, like. Because like this first 2 episodes, I didn't see anything like crazy like that would have protected someone that you knew would go, but I mean, I think for like really like sneaky players, it's a really great thing to have the later seasons because you have a chance to do some really cool things, and be smart about it, and it's like you're constantly thinking. So I don't know.
Like I get it because I get it for TV. I get twists for TV or advantages. I guess there's just a combination of some of the casts that they do in recent seasons, and yeah, I don't want to get too into it. I don't know how long this podcast will go or what seasons we'll be watching, but
yeah, I mean there are some characters that I thought in the later season that should win it, but didn't because of twists, right? So yeah, so like I totally get that, but then also in that same sense though, because of these twists, the ones who make it, they're able to like they somewhat most of them usually deserve it because they know and they survived all these twists, So I feel like
except for the ones that gets there because of twists.
Right.
Okay, yeah, but I think that's
Let me.
Well, any final thoughts before?
It's an iconic season with a lot like iconic cast members. I think
it is an iconic cast.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
with like
for the next.
Yeah, like with the weirdest edit too. Like this show is like this season is very weirdly edited. Like,
yeah, it's edited weird for like the first 5 seasons. I think it's a bit of a struggle with the editing at times. Like they do good editing characters, but
Right.
like the actual game they
The
don't.
gameplay,
Right.
yeah. That's
So I'm
right.
guessing like they flipped. Like old seasons are really good with character arcs and then bad with gameplay, and then like it kind of started flipping nowadays,
Yeah,
right?
true.
So I
Mhm.
guess it's whatever you prefer, but yeah, the first few edits, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm happy it got further on, like it got renewed, but like I wouldn't have watched further on, like personally, because I was just like, if I didn't know these characters beforehand, because I know like a handful now, right? If I just watched that randomly, I would have been like, where's this going? Like I have no idea. Like
You're young. I think if you were alive during when it was actually
you
on,
think
you probably would have liked it.
maybe there's no show that's like that back then, probably.
There
Yeah.
wasn't. It was the one.
I
I
guess
mean,
it
the
was
challenge, but
okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going back and watching all the road rules and real world.
yeah,
So,
the real world.
yeah.
Oh, I heard about the real world.
That was
Alex,
a classic show back in the day.
yeah.
Huh.
Did you used to watch it? Oh yeah, you did used to watch it. I remember you applied for that. I remember your video on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
so funny.
yeah. But hey man, I hope that we can get Dee Dee in
Yeah.
here to get her little brand new survivor perspective on things.
For
So,
sure.
Yeah, I'm trying. I guess we'll see how she likes it. I think it's gonna be a little slow for her too. But also she's not, she doesn't watch strategy games, so maybe she'll
That's the
like that.
thing. Like we'll actually get a fresh perspective on someone who doesn't watch these type of games or shows. So it would be nice to see if she likes it. Like if she likes it, then obviously they were doing something right. We are so accustomed to the newer stuff. Like it's really easy to compare for us. So
mhm.
I'm hoping that she likes it. That's probably why the show got so popular.
Yeah.
We'll see. She's young too, so we'll see.
That's true. That's true. I don't think that's the difference, though, is it? You think that's
Well,
the
it's
issue?
not. It's not the age, but it's just the. I guess when you grew up, I guess.
Right. Okay. And plus, like the quality of the show, it's very distracting because it's obviously very dated, So you're not seeing clear images that you're used to. So that might be some of the reason why she's not into it. So
How old are you, Alex?
I'm 22.
Okay.
Yeah. How old are you?
27. I just had a birthday
Okay.
2 weeks
Nice.
ago. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Aquarius? No. Pisces?
Yeah.
Aquarius. Yeah. Cool.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all. I will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Mhm.